And love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone, you know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory, I tell you how it tastes.
Hello,
and welcome to the Quadruple Double.
Today we're going to be taking on our third Rookie Spotlight episode, and I think we're going to go with
Mitchell Robinson. So lately there's been a lot of news about Mitchell Robinson. He had that monster 19.21 rebound double-double against the Raptors recently. He's really been trending, and I know in the beginning of the season there was all this, he was kind of shrouded in mystery because he never really played college ball because he did commit to Western Kentucky, but then there was that whole story, and he never ended up playing a single game in college. So people thought he'd be extremely raw, and he did look extremely raw in the beginning of the season. But recently, he stepped up his game a lot.
I mean, I heard something ridiculous the other day, like he has more blocks than fouls.
I'm actually gonna...
Can you look that
I
up?
don't think that's true.
I heard something like...
No, he doesn't have... Because he's still a rookie, so he still fouls a lot. He has more blocks. Yeah, he's insane, though. He has... I think it's, 22 consecutive games where he has two or more blocks?
Which is
close, nearing the record.
Yeah, which is incredibly impressive for a rookie who didn't even have that much experience coming in. Thus, some of the things he's producing, such as like his win shares, which are at 22.3.
No, that's just PER.
No, PR is what I meant. I don't know why I said win shares. But his PR at 22.3 is very solid for a rookie. Rookies tend to have under 20.
Yeah.
But, and even as a center who's actually turnover prone, tends to be.
But even though, he actually isn't turnover prone. In his last 3 games...
No, centers, I'm saying centers tend to be. Like.
Yeah, the young centers that don't... If they get caught in the block.
Yeah.
So I just want to... So his last 10 games, he's been averaging 8 points, 9 boards, and 3 blocks a game, and only 0.3 turnovers a game. Now, this might not seem amazing, but you realize that he's only doing it in 22 minutes a game.
Exactly.
So if you want I know per 36 numbers aren't the best, but if you look overall for the whole season, it's per 36 numbers, 13 points, 11 boards, and 4.5 blocks.
See, but the thing is, for different players, extrapolating their minutes over 36 is different. Like if you extrapolate a bench player's minutes who's only playing 4 minutes a game, and if you extrapolate that 36, sure he might be averaging 35, but that's only because he plays in garbage time. Mitchell Robinson is actually playing a solid amount of minutes.
Yeah, 19 minutes a game, which is good for a bench player, and I do think that he is a very good building block because he reminds me kind of Andre Drummond, but
I feel like he's a little bit more athletic than
or maybe Dwight Howard. If I had to look at
the problem with Dwight Howard is Dwight Howard fouls a lot less, and I feel like Mitchell Robinson
he does.
Mitchell
Robinson's a rookie. It's a rookie thing.
I know.
He's obviously going to go through his ups and downs. It's still too early to compare him to someone like Prime maybe or just Dwight Howard.
Yeah, Prime Dwight Howard.
But Dwight Howard, in his first season, he was averaging 3 fouls a game. Obviously, he still fouled less, but over his career, he's still one of the bigger foulers in the league.
But you have to think about the fact that Dwight Howard won the Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. Someone like Mitchell Robinson maybe has the potential to be a shot block leader, but I don't know if he has the potential to be a Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, if you look at
let alone 3 times.
Dwight Howard's career minute per game average 34.5, and so his defense 2 blocks a game and steals 0.9 and 9.1 defensive boards. Now, I know I'm going to use per 36 again, but Mitchell Robinson, as a rookie, he's averaging 4.5 blocks and 1.4 steals per 36. And I don't think in his career he's ever going to play 36 minutes a game, but if he nears the 30-minute mark, he could realistically average 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 plus assist, 1 plus steal, and 3 plus blocks even.
So do you see him as an all-star then?
I think he has his ceiling is that of a potential a defensive player of the year, and I do think at some point in his career he'll be an all-star because 58% from the foul line. It's not that good, not good at all. But if you look at guys like Andre Drummond, they're complete. Not really this year, but over his career, there were times, and even Dwight Howard too, when they were just liabilities. And I don't think Robinson can ever develop
Do you remember
a really good jumper, but there's nothing. I don't see anything like really bad.
Do you remember that game in which I think it was against the Rockets where they
36 free throws and he went like what?
Yeah, exactly.
13 for 36.
Mm-hmm,
It was.
That's what I mean.
It was insane. But if you look at
that is 13 for 36.
Yeah. If you look at Mitchell Robinson, for example,
it's almost 30.
Yeah, his advanced steps. This guy's got a PER of a starter. His word shares per 48 would be one of the best in the league if he qualified in terms of minutes.
Yeah, but the
defense usage rate, and his block percentage is 10.7, which means that it's insane.
Every time a guy goes up for a layup, 10% of the time he's gonna. Mitchell Robinson's gonna knock.
Like an estimate of the percentage of opponent 2-point field goal attempts blocked by the player while he was on the floor. So in 19 minutes, so 10%, 10.7% of the time.
Like the thing is, essentially, it means you don't want to step into Mitchell Robinson.
But this guy can block threes too. Like
exactly, that's the thing. Like he has the reach and the wingspan in which he can guard. He's athletic enough to guard people on the 3-point line, not just sit in the paint like someone like Manute Bol or like Andrew Bogut, who isn't athletic enough in their primes to go out to the 3-point line and catch a center who like Cat or like DeMarcus who actually can shoot threes.
Yeah, and again, he's obviously on a rookie contract, so money is not a problem.
Yeah.
But also, the Knicks have been 5.2 points better with him on the court than they have off the court. Now again, the Knicks are so bad this year that when he's on the court, they're still outscored 5.8 points per 100 possessions. But he's 5.2. Like the Knicks are just better with them on the court, and and honestly, 2-point field goals. It's kind of interesting to see because guys like DeAndre Jordan, who's like from what I know, is like the amount of his field goals that are assisted, that are 2-point field goals that are assisted, because I'm not counting DeAndre Jordan's threes because that's not a thing.
He's in a couple half-court shots. That doesn't really quantify as a.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure what DeAndre Jordan is, but only 63% as a big man who relies on pick and rolls. Only 63% of his 2-point field goals are assisted. So he doesn't really have a handle, and he's still extremely raw. But for a guy that's 59 games into his like NBA career, and he's 20 years old, he's not. He doesn't really have any like injury prone.
Yeah, I mean, like other stuff that you can look into is like his per 100 possessions, which actually tell a pretty good story. Like 17.3 points. What else stands out? 68.1% field goal percentage.
Yeah, he reminds me honestly of more of a younger DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan before he could actually learn.
Honestly, but he's already a better shot blocker than DeAndre.
Yeah, but the problem with DeAndre is he was so good at being able to impose his will offensively in the post, and his drop step in a way gave him so much space to actually score the basketball, and that's what I think separates. Mitchell Robinson's footwork needs some work, but then again, as you said, he's raw, and he still needs a lot of time to like progress in the league, and the Knicks are a great place to be in which they're rebuilding. He's going to get some touches.
There's a chance we're going to get and if you look at all the possible free agents that are looking to join New York, none of them is a center.
Kyrie,
but none of them is a center, so nobody's harming Mitchell Robinson's spot
unless DeMarcus comes for some reason.
Or Vucevic even, because he's in his final.
I know the thing about Vucevic though is I think he's pretty loyal to Orlando. I mean, I love the guy, and he's never shown signs of leaving. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs. He's in a solid position. He is the known star player. Unless the Knicks get no one else in free agency, then he might go there because then he'll be the bona fide star. But if not, then
Yeah, just going back, the 2-point the percentage of 2-point field goals assisted for DeAndre in his career is 70.3.
Yeah.
So then you look at Mitchell Robinson 62.6. And then also free throw. DeAndre career 47% free throw.
Except for
Mitchell's
better. But like the thing is, as the years have progressed, he's gotten like increasingly better. Like DeAndre, have you seen him this year? Like, let me just look. This year he's actually been shooting like a lot better from free throw. 1 second. Let me just go check.
Really?
Yeah, 70% this year.
70%. Yeah. So
compared to his average of 46, because he's actually invested the time in which to change that.
Yeah, and imagine Mitchell Robinson doing that. Honestly, it's really, really hard for a center to be at plus 80%. But if Mitchell Robinson could be 72%, that's Hakeem Olajuwon's career free throw percentage.
Yeah.
And to be in the same free throw percentage as Hakeem Olajuwon is not a bad thing at all.
Well, I mean, like Cantor shoots 80% exactly.
Yeah, and then you got again guys like Jokic, Aldridge, and Towns that are all centers.
I know, but they're
They're shooting 85%, but they're also jump shooting big.
Yeah,
men,
they're stretch fives, so like you can't really. But like Mitchell Robinson, who's a traditional shot blocker, back to the basket, defending center, he is very solid, and even though he's raw, he has a lot of potential. And I think that we would say his ceiling, all-star, potential defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I think.
But what's his floor? What's his floor? Because I think before we wrap it up, we should cover that.
I think, barring any injuries, big injuries in the next 5 years,
Big men can get injured.
and he's a very athletic, which could really be his downfall at some point. I do think that, barring any trades, because he's good on the Knicks, I think he's probably going to be their starting center in neither next year or the year after that, because DeAndre's old and his contract. Even though for what, maybe...
Do you ever think that DeAndre could potentially mentor him?
I think he's already been doing that.
Yeah, I think that like the thing about DeAndre is that he actually has he has
a ton of experience.
Exactly, that's what I mean, and he could like show him a couple because again DeAndre has really good low block footwork, and if Mitchell Robinson is able to adapt that, I think he has a very good future in this league, and his floor could be even just like an average starting center.
And you might think that because he's an old school big man, that you might think like he has no place in today's NBA. But if you can be an old school big man but efficient, and like a positive on both offense and defense, then you have a place in this league.
Yeah, because the problem is that the NBA is always so forward and trying to find only 3-point shooting, stretch four, stretch fives. While in actuality, when you slow the game down and bring someone back into the post, it can be extremely productive and extremely beneficial.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that pretty much.
I think Mitchell Robinson is going to be a great player in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree. Follow our Instagram at the Quadruple Double, and that's a wrap.